Everyone is part of a bigger story. It's a bigger story than you can imagine. It's a big story about a really big God. Discover the story that shows you the character of God.
Hey, I'm Jose, and you gotta see what this unlocks. Oh, my Bible. Now, it might look a little different than the Bible on your shelf or even on your tablet, but it's filled with the same stories that fit together to tell one big story. How God made us and loves us so much, He's got an incredible plan to make everything right again in our broken world, including us. Because we're all created in the image of God, everyone you see has even more worth than you can imagine. Which is why it's a great idea to let them know you see their value. That's honor. And I've got 4 stories from the life of David that show just what honor looks like. We get started, in the book of 1 Samuel. Now, after begging God for a king, the Israelites finally have one. But their ruler Saul isn't listening to God. So God tells the prophet Samuel he's picked out a different king. God sends Samuel to a man named Jesse, who has a bunch of sons. Jesse praised his older sons, tall and strong with camera-ready pearly whites, but not one of them is the guy. So Jesse finally calls for his youngest son, David, who's been watching the sheep. That's when God makes it clear he's not just looking for a great smile. No, he's looking for what's on the inside. A short time later, in chapter 18, we catch up with David at the royal palace. But he's not king yet. He's become good friends with Jonathan, King Saul's son. Now, without David in the picture, Jonathan would be the next king. But instead of being jealous, Jonathan puts David first every chance he gets. He shares all his best stuff and puts everything on the line to protect David when King Saul becomes angry and tries to take David out of the picture. Now, let's move over one book. To 2 Samuel, chapter 9. Many years later, David is king, and Saul and Jonathan are both dead. Now, David remembers he promised to be kind to Jonathan's family. So David finds Jonathan's son, who can't walk, and commands a visit. Since this guy's grandfather Saul was David's enemy, he has every reason to think David's about to punish him. He's got no idea what to expect when he enters the throne room. Now we jump back a few pages to chapter 6. After many long years, David is finally king. Yeah, he could just sit back and take all the glory for himself. But instead, David hits the road to bring the Ark of God back home so all the people can honor God along with him. When they reach Jerusalem, David even ditches his royal robes and gets down before the Lord with some moves that could win him a spot on So You Think You Could Dance. Even though David was God's chosen king, he knew it wasn't about winning glory for himself, but about pointing out the value in others and giving credit to God. That's honor. And I can't wait to see how it plays out in you and me.